Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab you a libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola, from the west side. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is doing good. Hope everybody is staying safe in these YouTube streets. I am over here in my namaste. You know, getting ready for it's almost fall. And that's when, we start to cook all the, foods that make us warm on the inside as it gets cold outside. So give me 1 second, you guys. I gotta move something in front of me. Close the drawer. All right. So let me just move my microphone a little closer. There we go. So I just have been watching some stuff going on, and I went to a live. Actually, I was up in the clouds for a little while on a live today that Beasley put out, and okay, so let's start here. It's really embarrassing when people talk about jazz and jazz artists and don't know jazz history or even the real name of the artist. So, hey Jack. So let me just educate somebody. This is for you, ZX. If you hear this, Miles J is not a jazz artist, and he does not play the trumpet. Miles Davis, however, is or was the late Miles Davis. Now, both of them actually are named Miles Davis, but Miles J has to be Miles J because in AFTRA, you can only have one person with that name, and Miles Davis was there first. but they aren't the same genre. Okay. One is a musician, the other is a singer. You know, he sung this song, Let's Get Started. I like the way it starts out on that song, but it was a song way back in the day called Let's Get, you know, let's go back to the way things were. That's who Miles J is. Okay? Just thought I'd give that to you, sir. And he was up there trying to sound so intelligent. And man, you know, Beasley did what Beasley does and drug him about that. Play back his him talking about it. I think it was on the channel that got snatched. So it's not like he could flag Beasley. It's not like he could flag him. But and then he was completely ignorant on music history in America. So let me school him on that, okay? Beasley did a little bit. I'm gonna school him on the rest of it. Jazz, sir, was not the first music genre in America. It was the first music genre, I guess, that crossed over, that was created by black folk. But you have blues that was also created by us. But country already was around, folk was already around. You know, jazz came around in the 1800s, 19th century. There was already music here, sir. See now, you know, I'm not a big Beasley fan, but I am with him on this one. If you're going to talk about music, you should actually know what you're talking about. Don't get up here and be ignorant. And by no means, dude, know which miles you're talking about. You sounded stupid. You sounded dumb. But I'm okay. I'm sure, you know, you don't think you sounded dumb, and you call women out of their names anyway, so I'm probably, you know, a female dog or a garden tool to you. But I'm not, Regin. So anyway, there's been just effery going on all over the place. Like, and it's like it just doesn't stop. And it appears that people are seriously starting to do things offline, filing charges. Now, sir, I'm talking to you, GFTV, because your other channel went away. Um, didn't we tell you to leave these women alone? And matter of fact, dude, why? Why is a man fighting with women on YouTube? Misogynistic? Are we? Are we misogynistic, sir? Because it sure does sound like it. One minute you're calling us all queens, the next thing you're calling us bees and garden tools. I'm confused. Which one is it? Now, I told I told one person that I just wasn't really going to talk about you before because they were supporting you in quotation marks, or it appeared that they were supporting you. But now that they are
a bee and a garden tool like all the rest of the women on here, and they want you like everybody else does. um, I figure whenever I feel like it, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say because after all, you ain't nobody. And dude, the gig is up. You have been popped. Everyone knows that you are not part. Hey, hey, cooking and more. Everyone knows that you are not part of the quote unquote sector of YouTube that you say that you are. You're not. And now you're over in another sector, or try to go into another sector, over in another sector, and they are dragging you for filth, sir. And I use the term loosely, you know, because you're not my elder. You know, that is, if you've been telling the truth about how old you are, you know, if you are in fact, 55, like you say you are, but you sure do look way older than that, dude. I told you that. You look way older than that. I would believe 65. Hey, Mocha Mama. But now, let's see. First you were calling, you know, you were saying that Cookie wanted you, and but she was, a stripper and a garden tool and a female pregnant doll. Now Deirdre wants you, and she's all of that too. I'm confused, sir. Why does everyone want you? I don't get that one. I had heard, I had heard that you need a pump for your eggplant. That's what I had heard. And I don't know, that might be allegedly true, since allegedly you are diabetic and don't take care of your health. And we do know, those of us who are older and, you know about diabetes so that we won't get it, know that one of the side effects of it for some men is that their eggplant don't work. And if that is in fact the case, are you sure somebody wants you on here? Hey, Mocha Mama. Sorry. I gotta drag somebody for a minute. This is not my normal case, but I'm just so sick of this person. Um, I yeah, being disrespectful to women. I'm just sick of it. And he's not even a real. Well, I'm not gonna go there. Hey, Red Wings. It's not even a real. Well, I mean, hey, that's not fair. That's not fair of me to say that, because you can be a real man even if you have some issues down there. Okay, you can. But this particular Regin got other issues going on. I mean, I don't know. People are allegedly saying that he's a lot, you know, bad off than he lets it be known. And let me just say, there's a lot of people that are on this platform spewing hate, that are having a lot of health challenges. And let me just say this, I didn't know the lady that passed. I do know, I knew her in passing. I do know that she did talk a lot of ish on here, and that she did have some health issues that I guess she wasn't taking care of. Rest in peace to her. But sir, you need to be more concerned about what's going on with your body than what woman allegedly wants you as a cyber boo. Get the F out of here with that mess. And this is someone who's supposed, and this is grown folk doing this, pun intended. This is grown folk doing this. Y'all are funny to me. I stay namaste. I don't, you know, get in the middle of all the stuff because it's just stupidity. I'm like, all this talking about people you don't really know. Okay, let's start with that. And how you gonna be on here talking about everybody wants you? Meanwhile, you're calling women out of their names every chance you get. You snuggle up to them and then you throw them under the bus, and they're every bee and every garden tool. That's who you are, sir. With your little mind. And rumor has it that you are allegedly an abusive person. That you allegedly have some charges in a state other than Pennsylvania. Let me take a sip of my wine before I go on. As a DV survivor, that's why I'm not with my ex-husband, my son's father. I do have no respect for men who are abusers. I don't. But I guess that's who you are, because even on this platform, you're very, very abusive, and it takes nothing for you to call somebody out of their name, like just like that. You talking in that. I guess you think it's a deep, sexy voice. I don't know, sir, but you know, I don't think it is. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And there's all these rumors around here about you not having very good hygiene. And if that is the freaking case, sir, there's definitely not any women on here looking for you. Hey, Anthony, there's definitely not any women on here looking for you. But I think you should just shut up and stop doing what you're doing on the platform, going after people. It's not working for you. It's not going well for you. You've already had a channel taken, and allegedly, Cody Fingers, the FBI in the sky is watching your ish. So go ahead, keep it up. Absolutely. Just keep it up. But if you are smart, you'd stop. But I don't know, you're not really that smart, sir. I mean, you can't be if you think that Miles J and Miles Davis are the same effing person. I'm just saying, you know, with your musical knowledge, sir. Uh, did I tell y'all that I did a internet radio music show for 10 years? Oh, and I used to DJ. So yeah. And I grew up in a house full of jazz. My dad had and still has all of the greats, a lot of jazz. Stan Kenton, you know, Grover. At least you knew who Grover was, sir. That would be a shame if you didn't even know who Grover was, considering you're in Philly. But I digress. But yeah, you know, had a little Ella around there, had a little Billie Holiday, because my dad had 78s and 33s. But y'all don't hear me though. So, did Nightbot come in here? Who did Nightbot try to time out? Oh yeah, Nightbot can't time anybody out because everybody's mad. So, you know, that's why there's a lot of blue skirts in my chat. Well, let's talk about it. The reason there are so many blue skirts in my chat is because you have crazy people who like to come into autism channels and say stupid ish. And then also we have Nightbot that likes to twerk in the damn chat. Correct. Miles Davis is a trumpet player. But unfortunately, ZZ, I like ZZ better. We're going to call him ZZ. ZZ kept calling him Miles J when he did a broadcast. They're two completely different artists. Miles Davis is the reason that Miles J is in AFTRA. Well, it was AFTRA back then, and now it's SAG-AFTRA. Is in SAG-AFTRA as Miles J. Because his last name is also Davis, but he can't be in there as Miles Davis because of the original late great Miles Davis. I actually got to meet Miles Davis when he was still here because my son's godfather, his first cousin, was Miles Davis's last protege before he died. And he played with Miles in his last tour. His name is Darren Johnson. You can look it up, and it's Darren, Deron. Y'all know how us black folk, we're special. We have to spell our names different. So it's Deron Johnson. Johnson's the normal way. But he was Miles Davis's last protege. And you can probably find him if you could find this. There's a live at I think they were at the Greek, where he is on an album with Stanley Clarke, and I can't remember. It's Stanley Clarke and Friends. It's a Stanley Clarke and Friends live CD, and Darren is one of the featured artists on there. He was, going to blow up, as a musician in the jazz world because he was under Miles Davis's wings. But then when Miles died, he kind of went into a different direction. I think he's like into alternative kind of stuff right now. Still one of the baddest keyboard players I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. Darren Johnson. But they had a drummer from Washington, D.C. on his last tour, Ricky Wellman. Really? I might have met him because I did meet, like the different people that were with on it, but it was an honor to meet him. And it was when I met him when he played at the Hollywood Bowl. His last performance at the Hollywood Bowl in LA. Yep. I used to go to the Playboy Jazz Festival every year. I haven't gone, I didn't go like the year before the Panorama. And, we didn't, it didn't, I think they did it virtually this year. So hopefully next year they'll have it back. Hopefully they'll have it back next year. Now, you know, Mr. Cosby used to be the host at the Playboy, way back in the day, before all of this stuff in his life. Let me see what you're saying. Yep. Miles Davis was a genius. Oh, and Beasley did bring out one of the things that was true about him. Miles Davis never played with his, facing the audience. He was always turned away from the audience. That was his thing. He wasn't really playing for y'all or me or any of us. He was playing for himself. My favorite song by Miles. It's a song. I want to say. It's called Blue Satin, or is it Misty Blue? It's Blue something by Miles Davis. It's an older song. I used to play it when I would do a touch of jazz sometimes. When I used to do my internet radio show. But ZZ, sir, you can't get up here and talk about jazz and not know what the F you're talking about. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself again. Okay? Because that was an easy drag for Beasley. Hey, Miss Mahogany. That was an easy drag. Who the hell calls Miles Davis Miles J? Don't you know they're two different artists? But I mean, if you really knew music, you know, jazz, or I mean, I don't even understand how you can confuse the two. I just don't. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, especially if you're in being in your 50s, you should at least be that cultured to know the difference between two musicians in two different genres. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, Miles J, he had a couple of albums he did, I think two or three, but Miles Davis, well, we're going to remember his music forever. There are people who don't even know who Miles J is. I explained who he was at the beginning. He did this song called Let's Start Over. Part of the lyrics are, let's start over. Let's take things back to the way things were. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it because I can't remember the melody right now. Let's see. Let me say something. I can hear him doing the beginning of the song because that it's like one of my favorite songs. Now I'm gonna go pull, literally, y'all. I'm gonna pull the 33, the album out. I'm gonna play that song tomorrow. I'm gonna play that song tomorrow because I'm gonna have to go get it out the garage. Hey, Sarah. But you know, sir, you called yourself grown folks, okay? But here's the thing. Someone who is really a grown person knows who the hell Miles Davis is. And they're not going to confuse him with Miles J. They're just not going to do it. That really, I had a good laugh listening to Beasley roasting him today. And Beasley was on for hours, y'all. He could possibly still be on, but I think he's off now. But he was on pretty much all day. Because when I popped in and listened to that little part that I listened to, he had been on for over 5 hours. I don't know how y'all do that. I have only done maybe a couple of 4 or 5 hour lives. And when I did those was when I was trying to get my freaking hours to get monetized. Not going to do that stuff no more. I might do a 2 hour live, but this is not a roasting, beefing, and all that kind of channel. So if I get up here and start cussing somebody out, y'all know it's real serious. It's real serious. And really the only thing that would make me do that is somebody, start going after my son, F with my son. But then that would just make you a low life. Because number one, he's not on YouTube. He's not on here. He comes on here when I come on camera. But, just like, you people have been going after other people's kids, other, people under the under the age of 18. Hey, Lewis, under the age of 18 on the autism spectrum. That pisses me the F off. People doing that. And they've been doing, and yes, okay, yes, I know that the mothers have said something or done something or whatever, but that is the mama, okay? Keep it to the mama. What the F are you guys doing going after the children? On the autism spectrum. It's a lot of people on here that got kids on the spectrum. Everyone's not vocal about it, but the ones that are, and yeah, some of them are in the F-ish. But then if you're going to drag mama. Leave their children who are under the age of 18 out of your bull. Surely you got enough drags for mommy that you don't need to go after children. I'm just saying. Since y'all all think that y'all are masters of the drag, you should be able to just drag the person and not go after their kids. And I'm not even going to go into y'all going after deceased relatives and all that stuff. That is just so lame to me. Because what that means is that, okay, so you can't get to the person without going after someone other than them. That's what it means. Because if you've got to go after folks that aren't on the platform to make your point or to make your drag successful, then you don't know how to drag. I'm serious. You just don't. Exactly. Going after kids. But my point is that means that your drag game is weak if you have to go after children. You're low. And clearly, you're not capable of just going after the parent who's an adult on the platform. you know. And I feel the same way if you start going after people on the spectrum who are on the platform, or people who have developmental disabilities. Don't have to be autism, could be anything, but you're going after them. Now I know that there is an older lady that is on here, um, and I believe she really does have a developmental disability, but she's high functioning and she knows how to handle herself. So I'm not too worried about her. And she saw through ZZ. She left him the F alone. Yep, she sure did. Let me see what you guys are saying. No, you can't respect people going after kids. And see here, and I mean, okay, I know there are people on here who are saying they're calling CPS and really aren't, or and then there are people who are on here calling CPS when they ain't got no damn business doing it. Like for instance, ZZ. ZZ called CPS. He said he did. Okay, so I'm not gonna say alleged. He said he did. And but he lied about the information that he said he got from them, because he said that they told him, the status of someone's children. And we all know that's a lie, because they won't tell anybody that stuff. Okay? But why was he calling CPS? He's not even a mandated, reporter. The only people who should be calling CPS should be mandated reporters if they're on this platform. And even then, it's a little sketchy if you're not even in the same freaking state. I wonder how many calls CPS is getting from people on YouTube. That's ridiculous. That you are going after children because you have an issue with the parent. Because here's my thing: you don't really know how someone is really with their kids based on them being on YouTube, based on how much time they're on YouTube. You don't know what's going on. So that's a really slippery slope, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's a slippery slope. And I just think that, you know, it's wise to stay away from that. It really is. Especially if you have children yourself and it could be flipped on you. You know? Because what did they say? Revenge is a dish best served cold. It can come back on you. But y'all keep doing what y'all doing, because I mean, hey, who am I? But an elder on here just telling y'all to cut out the crap. Especially because some of these people are close in age to me. And I'm not an old fuddy duddy or anything, because the way people act in their 50s now is not the way people acted in their 50s, hell, a generation ago. Okay? So I understand that some people's behavior on the platform might be juvenile to some of us, because you're just not used to people in their 50s acting that way. But let me just clue y'all in. This is how Generation X is. Why do you think that the millennials are so effed up? Because their parents are effed up. And I'm including myself in there. I'm at the beginning, you know. Not that I'm an effed up parent, but when I'm talking about my generation. Yeah, so you got some folk on here that might need some meds, and then some people they don't need meds. They're just acting like they're loosey goosey, you know, on the platform for clicks and views. The problem is that you can't really tell who's who, you know. Now, there's some people, their behavior on here leads me to believe that they're just undiagnosed. And they just air out all their dysfunction on here. There's a lot of people on here that are in serious need of seeing a therapist so they can go work out their issues instead of working them out on YouTube. Mocha Mama, we have, you know, we are the generation, no shade, no tea, of all these, you know, mama's boys. A bunch of us raised mama's boys because we were superwoman and we didn't need the man or we picked the wrong man. Let me take another drink of my wine. I'm just, speaking some truths. And, if anybody thinks that I'm drunk, y'all know I'm not drunk. I'm not even tipsy because I've taken 2 sips of this wine. And although I don't really drink anymore, um, that was my younger years. Because I am an anemic person, so they say. Yeah. You ain't said nothing but a word, Mocha Mama. That's the reason why people don't understand. Okay, so when I came to California, I'm gonna give y'all a little story here. I came to California in the 80s. Okay, I came out here and went to college because I grew up at the time. My hometown was the murder capital of the country. Good old Washington, D.C., Chocolate City, because it was still a chocolate city back then. And it is still majority African American, melanated people, whatever you want to call us. Yeah. But at that time, it was bad as far as the murder rate because of the illicit drugs. Okay. Because, all of that stuff was on the East Coast before it migrated out west. By the time I was about to get out of college, it was starting to float around in South Central LA. And that would be in the mid 80s. In case y'all trying to figure out how old I am. I'm very candid about my age. That beautiful, young looking face y'all see as my, you know, avatar is me. And I will be 59 on my next birthday. Black don't crack, y'all. Black does not crack. And I do not have a head full of gray hair under those braids. Not at all. I'm salt and pepper, but guess what? I've always been salt and pepper. I was born with gray hair. I had 12 strands of gray hair when I was born, per my mama. Rest in peace, mommy. Per my mom. So I've always had gray hair. But yeah, my mom had that beautiful silver hair by the time she was my age. So if I was going to get that beautiful head of silver hair that, people are getting out of the dye bottles, I would already have it. I'm not going to get it. I took after my daddy, who at 82 years old still barely has any gray hair. Barely. Oh, and he looks younger than ZZ. I had to say it. Y'all, I had to say it. My 82-year-old father looks younger. Oh, and is probably in much better health than ZZ. Okay? See, my family's from NOLA. NOLA is the capital of diabetes and type 2 diabetes, that is. Okay? And I've had several individuals in my family, my grandfather, a first cousin, die because of diabetes. Have a really good friend who died days before he was to get married because of type 2 diabetes. So I know a lot about diabetes, and I also know how to not get it. So this is for you, ZZ. If you start to change, and I'm being serious right now, sir. If you start to change your diet and switch to a more plant-based diet, sir, more greens in your diet. You can go back and look at some of my daily thoughts where I talked about the vegan diet. You don't have to go that far. You can look at the pescatarian, but just to have a plant-based diet. Matter of fact, just for you, ZZ, just for you, I am going to do a daily thoughts on a plant-based diet. Maybe you'll listen to it. Probably won't, but I'm being very serious. If you change your diet, sir, you could reverse or at least lessen the effects of your alleged diabetes. Greens are your friend. And from the way people say that you eat, if you truly are someone who has type 2 diabetes, you are slowly killing yourself with your diet. You know, they call him the devil. He's so, yeah, dude is just, but what I just said was serious, okay? I am not a medical professional, okay? Let me just put that out there. Um, but I did study nutrition when I was in college, and I have been at one point, a fitness instructor. I did aerobics, I used to teach aerobics back in the day, but I also spent 7 years of my life as a vegan. Not a vegetarian, a vegan. And what I do know is that a plant based diet will help if you have a health problem like type 2 diabetes. See, type 1, which is juvenile diabetes, something that you have as a child, it cannot be cured because it has to do with, the way that your body, you know, deals with insulin as a child, and it's for life. But type 2 diabetes is because of lifestyle and can be avoided and also can be reversed. But you're not listening to me. And I know ZZ's not listening. You know, I know I'm one of those, hidden gems on this platform. I give y'all gems. I talk about things, but one day I'm going to be a bigger YouTuber. It's okay. But right now, I'm going to keep putting my stuff out there, and somebody is going to get that to this person, you know. And if he's smart, he'll look in and see that what I'm saying is absolutely the truth in regards to type 2 diabetes, if he really has it. And just based on looking at him when he's on the platform, and yeah, something's going on with his health. Something's going on with his health. Okay. So if I were him, I would start to change my diet. You know, and you know, as a black man, make sure that you're, you know, taking care of your prostate, sir. Make sure you're taking care of your prostate, sir. Because that could be part of your problem, with the alleged having to use a pump. Alleged. Now, I could be real messy. Should I be messy, y'all? And tell y'all and give y'all a little story time about something that from back in the day that I know about, how I know about these freaking pumps. So, I'm going to be messy. Because it's late. And it's, what, 6 people in my chat? So back in the day, and I'm talking about back like when I was in my 20s, I was engaged to my son's father. And when we were engaged, he was was renting a room from this older gentleman, until we got married. We had already got an apartment in both of our names, but, I told you I'm a church girl, right? So we did not live together until we were married. But that's beside the point. So anyway, he was renting a room from this older man who was a widower who had diabetes. Let me take a sip of my wine before I go on. Can't do this one. Yeah, I was like, it's because it's almost time for me to come on camera. So let me get this out before I come on camera. So one evening when I was at the house, and he was, we were in the living room having I was, talking to my ex-husband, who was my fiance at the time. And we weren't talking a lot. We, being quiet, basically, just, talking, and, had the TV on low. And we heard this loud noise in the back of the house. And I asked him, what was that? And he told me that was his landlord, the gentleman who owned the house back there, pleasuring himself with a pump to pump himself up. Now, this was an older man, okay? We're not talking about somebody this man was not in his 50s, like, ZZ, okay? This man was, like in his 70s, okay, at the time, okay? So we're talking about somebody who was much older, okay? But he told me about the freaking pump. And I'm like, but why does he have to use And he explained to me why he had to, because I guess, medically, they're not able to get enough blood into the eggplant. So they have to use this pump to get it where it needs to be and to force it to be in there. That's the best way I can say it, okay? So, ZZ, if that's your issue, sir, you know, the way you talk on this platform, I can't, I want to be empathetic, but yeah, say less, DC, you know, but that might, if that is allegedly true, then yeah, that could be why, you know, you keep making these claims that everybody wants you when in all actuality, don't a damn body want you. You know, I mean, I don't know many women in their 50s or late 40s, that unless they in mad love, and that are going to go with that. I'm I'm just saying, because at that point they're at the pause. They don't have to worry about getting pregnant, and if they're in a monogamous relationship, they don't necessarily have to have it wrapped up. So that could be a little problem. That could be a little problem. All right, you guys, I'm finished being messy. Every once in a while, I just have to do what I gotta do. So y'all say what I gotta say, especially when I've been quiet. I ain't said nothing. I'll say a little something, but yeah, I just have to talk about this idiot because I just can't believe. I cannot believe that he did not know that Miles J is not Miles Davis. Like, who doesn't know that? Most people don't even know who Miles J is. Let me say that again. Most people don't know who Miles J is. But if you're this music connoisseur trying to act like you know all this stuff, damn it, you should know who Miles Davis is. And you should never say Miles J. And he kept saying it, y'all. If you want to hear it, go look at Beasley's live from today. And he did this like within let me think, how far into it was it? This was early on. So it was within the first hour. So you can like red ball it to find that. Hold on one second. David, are you gonna come over here and say goodnight? Because this is your chance. Here he comes. Because he wasn't here Monday. Say hi. Yeah, I'm gonna have to y'all, I gotta get some meat on this dude's bone. And I'm gonna have to get him to start lifting some weights. He needs to get some muscle. His muscle is heavier, much more muscle. Even though he's strong, but he does not weigh what I feel he should weigh for somebody who is like 6'4". Okay, like my son and I should not be in the same weight range. That's not right. So yeah, we're gonna have to fatten him up. It's gonna be some starchy foods up in here. I'm gonna try not to gain the weight with him. My man might like that, but try not to gain the weight with him. But yeah, he's gonna have to. You gotta gain a little weight. Oh, my son's watching something. Turn that down. He's got stuff going in the background. So let me get off of here before he gets a copyright strike, because you can hear something in the background on my live. Anyway, you guys, I will see you guys on Friday. And tomorrow I will be out with some daily thoughts. I don't know if the ones tomorrow will be on plant-based, because I did have something else planned. But maybe I'll do the plant-based tomorrow. Get it out there for ZZ, so he, gets that information soon. And for anyone else, I'm not discriminating, because I'm putting that out there for everyone. We all know that it is good to have a plant-based diet, but especially if you have diabetes. So I'm not even being funny about that. That's totally serious. So I might put that out tomorrow. I may do that. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys. Let me get myself together over here. Let me see, where is it? I'll see you guys on Friday. I'll see y'all in Daily Thoughts with my voiceover tomorrow. Until then, I'll give you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. And here's the outro. I'm out of here. Peace.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out. Peace.